What is up, YouTube? That's here today. I'm back playing some more Pokemon VGC Reg I Wi-Fi battles. Today we're busting out a really cool restricted, and that is going to be Ho-Oh. We're pairing Ho-Oh with Palkia, a really unique combination, going for a little bit of like aggressive play with like Ho-Oh, with a little bit of like semi-room with like Palkia and Sinistcha and stuff like that. This is a team centered completely around the fact of like Regenerator and pivots. We have Regenerator Ho-Oh, we have U-Turn, Scarf, Intimidate, Lando. These two kind of go in between each other and just like apply multiple Intimidates, restore health from pivoting. We also have access to the Sinistcha, which we can weave back in between any of those turns to get Hospitality procs, and we also have like a Grimmsnarl with Parting Shot. So we have Intimidate, Stat Drops, Screens, Fake Outs, bunch of cool balanced mechanics in this team. Even though we're using like a pretty underwhelming restricted in Palkia, I still think this core like absolutely cooks, and I think Palkia provides the right type of defensive typing to be paired with Ho-Oh. Like, what's Ho-Oh weak against? Like, I don't know, like electric types, rock types, you know, stuff like that. Palkia does a good job at pinning those mons, and if you can ever bring in that Palkia when you've applied up a couple like screens or Parting Shots or Intimidates, you can just go for that Trick Room and close people out with stuff like Palkia. And then like Sash, Urshi, Dark is going to be like very good on this team for closing out some of the mons that would normally give Ho-Oh problems. Kind of like we can close out like Lunalas, you can close out those Shadow Riders if you want to use like Sucker Punch and other stuff like that. So hopefully we get some big wins with this team. I think this is actually a pretty cool team. We've been featuring a bunch of really cool teams lately, and if you guys like all the teams we've been featuring lately, think about dropping a sub on the channel. Holy moly, look at that segue right there. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers on this channel. We're currently at 44,000 right now. There's still a lot of time left before the end of the year, and if you guys want to do me a huge favor at no cost to you, please just think about dropping a sub on the channel or like a like on the video. That would really help. If we can get this video to 100 likes, that would make me super happy. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right on to this video. Hopefully we get some big ones with this team. I really do like Ho-Oh Lando. I think Lando I is drastically underrated in this format, and it's time for this Pokemon to shine once again. So wish me luck in our games. We're gonna hop right into them. Here we go. All right, here we go. I actually think that Lando is actually still really good against that team. Let's do that little exercise where we take a look at what their items could be. We know the Zenta is going to have the Rusted Shield. I would say this Pal probably has the Sash, which means it's probably like a Life Orb on that Shadow Rider. And if we know that it's going to be Shadow Rider, something like Urshifu in the back can just pin it with Sucker Punch, easy peasy. So if we save our Ursh in the back, and we use our Lando to leverage advantage versus like the Pal with the Dragonite and the Ogerpon and the Incin, we should be in a good spot. That being said, the Ogerpon probably has to have that Hearthflame mask, right? And the Incin could be like Rocky Helmet or Goggles. I'm thinking that's probably Goggles on this team. So that being said, I think Landorus is a safe option. I think Landorus Grimm give us a lot of value. We have Fake Outs, we have Intimidates, we have U-Turns. We have just enough resources in the back to bring out Ho-Oh to be able to pin things like that Dragonite, the Ogerpon, Pau, Zenta. It's so good into Zenta. And we want to bring the Urshifu over our Palkia. I think it's a really good exercise in showing once we know what they have to have based off their items, we know that we don't always need to bring both of our restricteds if we have the right mons for the right situation, like that Urshifu. I don't think we need to play the long game with like Palkia and Sinistcha here. I don't think it's required. But that being said, I kind of like playing these battles like off stream to where I can actually experiment myself and, you know, talk my own way through my own lines as opposed to like answering all the stuff in the chat. I know it's fun to like stream as well and just like play the games with everyone in the chat, but I feel like I play a lot better when I'm not streaming because I can kind of, I can present an idea and then talk my way through it. It's pretty nice. So let's just get right into this. We see Shadow Rider Zenta. We have Fake Out potential. I might just U-turn. Thinking, what are they really going to do here? That's a really obnoxious lead. I might just Light Screen. Light Screen Parting Shot is not even wrong. Or not Parting Shot. Like Light Screen U-turn. U-turn to break potential Sash would be respectful. Oh, we don't have Light Screen. We just have Parting. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to U-turn and then bring back Grimm on the other side. That works for me. And then if they ever go for a pivot, we come back in with a secondary Fake Out pin, and we don't show that we even have Fake Out as an option. I vibe with that. Terra first turn, TY. Hopefully it's not Dark Terra Shadow Rider. I'm going for a prankster move here. Don't do that to me. Okay, it's Ghost with the most coast to coast. Cool, so Parting Shot's going to be really good here. Lando's going to be able to break potential Sash if it is sashed, and Lando just coming back in a little bit later might be good. So -1 Shadow Rider, that's going to mitigate any sort of specs or Life Orb boost that they have. I think Ho-Oh coming in here is going to be absolutely fine. We're going to be able to protect. We still have the Ursh that we can like bring in and like pin whenever we feel like it, but I think Ho-Oh is going to be fine here. Protect, recover, pivot, and Grim, like all those things are going to be great. So U-turn, Grim's going to be the one soaking this damage. We're going to be able to go for another parting shot next turn, make him a -1. You see the value that this team has? And this is just how like Ho-Oh used to get played back in the day. That's good. Good stuff. You can see how like, you know, in our community, how we really like Ho-Oh with all these things. And giving Grim parting shot just makes it so nice. Let's see what they're really doing here. This Lando, sorry, the Zenta's at -1. Let's see if they take Life Orb Chip. It's not doing anything to the Ho-Oh, bro. Behemoth Bash, right into they took the bait. Look at that. That's a lot. Is that a crit through Intimidate? Of course, never lucky. Of course, never lucky. Of course. That being said, I don't think there's a problem with just parting shotting again and just going for a recover. I don't think we need to bring ink and paper into it. I don't think we need to do anything weird. I think we can just kind of sit here. It sucks that we got crit there. It definitely forced my hand for a recover. I might have been able to just hard swap out and get a regenerator proc instead. But that being said, we're not in like a bad place here. We could come in with Ursh. I think I'm going to come in with the Lando here. And then we're going to be able to do another U-turn parting shot and be in a good spot. Hey, that rhymed. Yeah, let's go. I think getting this recover off is actually pivotal for like this one turn. Getting our Ho-Oh like safe versus -1 Shadow Rider. This is going to force a swap out of the Shadow Rider, probably into something like the POW, and then that's the turn that we're going to nuke that slot with something like a Sacred Fire, maybe even go for like an Earthquake that turn. No crits, please. Please, no crits. Can you just not crit me? You're at -2. Don't crit me. See what happens. Nice. Behemoth Bash there, taking the bait again. Nice. That's super okay. Perfect. Love that for me. All right, so you are going to be swapping out that Shadow Rider, most likely. Most likely swapping that thing out. I'm going to... Am I going to Earthquake here? Earthquake's so good into all their mons. I think I am going to Earthquake here. I don't particularly need this Lando for like anything else. And it's going to do decent damage into the Zenta. I could double Earthquake here. I'm going to save that. We're going to Sacred Fire the Calyrex. Calyrex has to swap. You want to regain those stat boosts? I completely understand. Remember how we're not really even attacking the Calyrex. We're like waiting and like trying to pin it with like Ursh in the back. I really, really like this. Getting this Dragonite potentially burned by a Sacred Fire, absolutely amazing. They're going to be able to KO my, yeah, they're going to be able to KO my Lando here, most likely. But I think we're okay. We're just going to bring out Grim. We're going to set the Reflect here, and then we're going to try and get in a board state where if we can burn that Dragonite, I think we just win the game. Let's see it. Can I get a burn on my Sacred Fire? Please! Please! Never lucky. Ooh, that is absolutely not good. They can't normal tear it, though. That's good. So they can E-speed, but they don't really get anything out of it. So we're just going to Reflect up here and go for that same sort of play. We're going to Sacred Fire the Dragonite. We do not care about this Zenta. I wished we did, but we don't. They're at -2 attack. Like, honestly, like, it's fine. And we have our Ursh that just pins the whole heck out of their, like, Shadow Rider. And I'm assuming they have POW in the back. So let's see what they want to do here. I wonder if they're going to pivot out Zenta for POW. Ooh, protect. They're protecting its Sacred Fire. Okay. E-speed shouldn't KO my Grim. Nope. Yeah, it does not. Almost. Reflect up is way better than nothing. And if I can get a burn here, I might even be able to live a second one. Let's go. Come on. Give me that. Give me that. Crit. Okay. And 50% burn. There we go. Hey, those are the outs right there. Cool. I might actually live a second one of those. And in this case scenario, you might think like, whoa, you could parting shot and go into your Ursh. I think saving the Sash on the Ursh is probably for the best. I think what we're going to do is just go into the Zenta. Go into the Zenta. Dragonite's going to take out. What's it going to... There's a Reflect up and you're burned. You can E-speed my Ho-Oh for like 15 HP if you want, but that's fine. Yep, E-speed. Cool, we didn't die. Nice. Free damage. Nice. We soaked an attack with that slot. Awesome. We're going to be able to come in with Ursh. Maybe drop like a Protect. I vibe with this. I super vibe with this. Yeah, this is really good. And we still have our Terra. Oh, we just missed Sacred Fire. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh, that hurts. And we're Dark Double Dip. I don't particularly care for the Dark Double Dip. So we're going to lose our Sash here, but we always have ways to break their Shadow Rider. So we just have to protect here. That is quite unfortunate. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. We missed that Sacred Fire. Let's see what happens, though. Yep, E-Speed. Can I hit this one, please? Body press, block a Rooney Dooney. Let's go. It's weird. I low-key think Ho-Oh could still almost win. Let's go. Burn it. Burn it. Alright, that's bad. Okay. What are our outs? Body press is... I think I have to go for a double detect. Honestly, I think that's where we are. Because you're going to go E-Speed plus body press into this. And if I don't think I live that. I think our only out is detect. You get the detect. I'm going to do... Yeah, you have to still Sacred Fire. We have to get a double detect. It's the out. It's the only play that I have. Like, literally, it's the... I feel bad about doing it, but it's the only play that I have. Yep. You cannot lose your Ursh this turn. And to be fair, the only reason we're even going for this is because I missed a Sacred Fire. So, we take these. Can I hit this one too? I'm not feeling the hit. There we go. Okay, got it. Whew. All right. Down for the count. So if you bring out Pow, it's not the end of the world. And if you bring out Shadow Rider, we have Sucker Punch. So I feel like we're getting to a point where we have a lot of value. You know, you don't really see me ever go for those double protects unless, like, I need it, and I needed it that turn. Pow's the mon that we talked about being here. I'm thinking about just suckering. Because what are you going to do to me? I can always just Wicked Blow that. I think you go Dark Terra, but, like, I'm trying to think of what they're going to do. Sacred Sword shouldn't KO. I wish I had I wish I had Ghost Terra here, honestly. I think I should be Ghost Terra, but it's fine. Yeah, the problem with this is I'm going to be too low to effectively utilize... What if I just want, like, Sucker Punch, EQ? That's a hard one. You know what? I'm okay with this. If you want to protect your POW, that's fine. There's a Reflect up. I'm not dying to anything here. I couldn't get away from that, and I'm not dead. I'm almost dead, but I'm not dead. And then you're going to lose your POW as long as I hit my move. Let's go. And then you bring out that Shadow Rider, and what you're going to do is you're going to E-Speed my Ursh. I'm going to protect the Ursh. I'm going to Sacred Fire your Dragonite. Hopefully it ticks out between Sacred Fire and Burn. And then I will Sucker Punch your Shadow Rider and win the game. Awesome. As long as I hit my move, I should be able to get this. I think Ho-Oh can eat one Astral from, like, Specs Ghost Terra. Oh, you got one shot, one opportunity. Mom spaghetti. Let's go. See what you got. Are they making a read going to the Ho-Oh? No, they're keeping me honest out here. Okay, that'd have been sick though, right? All right, Astral. I gotta eat one. No crits. No crits. Come on, Ho-Oh. Should do like 80%. Nah, not even. Nah, we're way too thick. Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. That's game. Cool. Hey, we played to our outs in that one. You cannot tell me we didn't play to our outs. It's a good team. Like, very, very aggressive. I'm trying to think of any way they get out of this. I don't think there is one. We got that SP, baby. I'm going to double dip this just because I can. And here's our last Sacred Fire. It's fine. Big damage. In case they sub. I'm just doing this to flex. Honestly, this Ursh probably should just be Ghost, but... I mean, when you got the power to double dip that Dark Terra and show him who's boss, like, just do it. Like, what if for some reason what if he was like Dark would use Berry? That'd be the weirdest Shadow Rider of, like, all time, right? Like, as one should turn off your own abilities to use, like, defensive berries too. That'd be balanced. That'd be fair and balanced. So we take those wins all the way to the bank. Spec Shadow Rider is not a factor for us. And we stay taking those wins. We didn't even use both of our restricted. Oh, man, that guy's cooking. Duskman, whenever you see someone using Duskman, you know they're cooking. And they got a Galvantula and a Lunala. That's a cool team. I think Ho-Oh's good here. Let's run the little game where we take a look at their items. What do we think they're going to be using? That looks like a power herb Lunala to me. Dusk main, it always screams policy. Whenever you just see like random stuff like that, it looks like policy to me. I guess it could be Clear Amulet too. Clear Amulet could be good there. Probably Sash on either the Ursh or the Galvantula. Probably more common on Galvantula, which means that's probably Scarf Ursh. It could be Rocky Helmet or Citrus or Safety Goggles on the Ensign. And Lando, maybe Lando's AV. You know, I actually think AV is a really good item on Duskmane. I have a team coming out relatively soon that uses AV Duskmane. So all this being said, what do I really want to do here? I think that I'm probably safe leading Grim into this, just setting up some screens. I think Grim Ho-Oh is probably pretty balanced with maybe a little bit of Lando to come in. I don't want to lead Lando, like especially because we have like Clear Amulet Ho-Oh. We can just like stay in, kind of see what we want to do, move around a little bit. And then like, do I even want Palkia here? I think that I do want Palkia over Ursh. It seems criminal to not use Urshifu against Lunala Duskmane, but they're just going to Terra. And, like, I'd rather just pick off their Ensign with my Palkia, knowing that they still have to Terra that Lunala, just because, like, anything weird can happen to it. If anything, it might have been a right idea to bring Ursh over Lando, but I think Lando's also still really, really good in Duskmane, especially if they don't have something like a Clear Amulet. You can just Intimidate, cycle it into the ground. It plays really, really well with the whole, like, Regenerator parting shot core that we have here. Galvantula. If you tried to put up a what is that, sticky web against me, I'm going to just Trick Room you, bro. And Ho-Oh's not really affected. Let's think about what we're doing here. I'm going to fake out this Galvantula. If you are Covert Cloak, you are a Chad. And I'm going to Sacred Fire the Necrozma. Here's a Terra turn 1. Now, I think Fire Terra is my favorite Terra type for Necrozma. That being said, that's why we have Lando and Earthquake. Is that Rock? He cooking. He cooking. I mean, I'm still gonna Earthquake this thing. Why are you Rock? Oh, wait. Am I dead? Are you like power gemming me, bro? Pop off, King. Pop off. I'm faster than you. I better get that burn. He's gonna power gem me, isn't he? All right, we got the burn. What are you using? Rock Slide? Rock Slide these, though? Let's go. Rock Slide. Woo! Burn. So good. Miss on Ho-Oh, bro. Ho-Oh the Majestic out here. Got his freaking dancing shoes on. Steve McQueen. Let's freaking go, Ho-Oh. All right. That's cool. We take those. What do I want to do here, then? Because I have Palkia and Lando, and I think that I'm probably going to get some value out of a Reflect here. I think I can Reflect and just Hard Switch in my Lando, and then next turn I'll go for, like, a parting shot, reset my Fake Out pin. I love this Grim set. If you can't tell, this Grim set's on like a lot of my teams for ladder right now. Fake Out's so good. You have Spirit Break if you need to drop. You have Light Screen. Not Light Screen. You have Reflect. You have everything that you really need. And the parting shot. All right, it is Clear Amulet. Cool. We were respectful. Here's the Reflect. And remember, we're also getting Ho-Oh out of the range of that like electric attack here. String shot. Dude, he's cooking. That's so cool. That is cool. Not cool enough. I'm going to Earthquake you hard. I think I lived this. You're burned and there's a Reflect up. Damn, that still did a lot though. Alright, so we're going to parting shot the Galv. I could honestly hard swap because they could protect bait me here, but I'll parting shot it. And I'm just going to EQ. I think that this is fine. Yep. We know they're not policy, so I know I can safely EQ without fear of proccing it here. And then I'm going to come in with probably Palkia. I'm thinking Palkia is probably the one I want to come in with here. And we have Telepathy, so we don't have to worry about Earthquaking ourselves. Dang, this team is so cool, man. Nice. Is this a Darkmon? Am I Earthquaking my own Grim here? Lunala, nope. And it's, oh, that's so good. Lunala coming in on a -1 and losing its Shadow Shield? Like, yes, please, and thank you. Oh, man, I'll take 2. And I remember, our Landorus is kind of slow right now, but it's not really that big of a deal. I think that Palkia is the right mon to bring in here. I have Telepathy, right? There it is. Yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, and they've already wasted their Terra, so like I can just start throwing stuff into that Lunala all day. EQ baby, Telepathies! Let's go. Big damage. Duskmane with the Prism Armor should be able to live this, but like, what's it gonna do? Photon, guys. So it's 3 offensive attacks. That's not doing anything. Like the Reflect and the Burn. And it's lefty's Lunala. That's cool. I vibe with that. I think you just double into the Lunala. I think I just go EQ plus, yeah, we just go EQ and Spatial Rend and get that guy dealt with to the best of our abilities. And it looks like it's not that power herb set. They're just standard lefties. Cool. Works for me. This is probably going to be a win. Very, very cool team, but I think that Grimmsnarl just raises the bar and makes it like really hard for these sort of like, I'm not going to call them anti-meta, but these reactive teams, it makes them really, really hard for them to get in through like a fake out screens parting shot Grimm. Tailwind's really cool here. I can just flip a Trick Room on if I feel like it. I don't really see a way that this team like deals with Ho-Oh. I just don't think this team has the options. Like, we dodged a Rock Slide on the first turn, but it wouldn't even have done half because we got the burn. So, let's see it. Big damage. Oof. And there's the lefties. Now, let me think about what we should be doing here. We know you have these two plus Galvantula. You can take out my Lando here. I don't really think that's a problem. I'd rather just pivot out the Lando and bring it back in, I think. Because, like, what do you have in the back? If that's Urshi Water, Lando's bad, and Grimm is good. And if that's your Lando, like, I think Lando can just stay in. Like, what are you going to do? That's, like, the real question. Like, what do they think they're going to do about this? I wish I had Water Terror on that. That'd be a really good Terror right here. It's fine. EQ's good. Moon Guy's Beam. You going after Palkia? Okay, cool. Yeah, we still outspeed your Dustman, I think. No, we don't. Never lucky. But you are not intimidated. You have a Reflect and a Burn Up, my friend. That did absolutely nothing. Any flinchers? Oh, flinch my Palkia. Never lucky. Good job we didn't flinch Palkia. Good job. Good job, Lando. Lando is immune to the flinches because it also has Rock Slide. It sees your rocks and it says, I have some of those myself. So you have a Galvantula whose Sash is broken. And something else. Let's see it. And we still haven't even shown, have we shown? I know we showed Ho. Yeah, we already showed our Mons. But yeah, I think this team's like really good. I would say if you're someone that's struggling in Reg I, maybe think about adding a Grimm to your team. Like, you can make it a dual screens Grimm, parting shot Grimm, foul play. There's so many different types of Grimms. I was also using Klefki recently. I just think those Mons that aren't necessarily like a standard Tailwind Prankster setter, but a more defensive Prankster setter for like dynamic speed control, screens and stuff like that. Meowstic's another good one. Think about adding them to your games. They're just really, really good. I'm trying to think what this guy even does here at all. I'm just going to blow up this Galvantula. And I could just hard pivot out my Lando for... Yeah, I think I do that. You just bring in the Lando unintimidated and just win the game. Not that much they can do about it. No reason to get cute, you know? Lando comes in, no intimidate, no string shot, speed drop. Wait out their Tailwind, win the game. Thunder! Oh my gosh. Remember, they have compound eyes, so that's not... It's like 90-ish% accurate. Palkia. Palkia lives! Palkia thrives and survives Spatial Rend, putting an end to that Galvantula, and now we have a fake out Hydro Pump pin. Easy peasy, bro. It's almost like we play the game. Yes. Turns on Tailwind R. 1. So yeah, this is it. So we get 2 shots at this, basically. Perfect. Let's go. I love Palkia, dude. Palkia is so sick. There's the fake out. So good. Nice flinch, and Hydro miss. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Never lucky. All right. We got 2 shots. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. That's what we like to see, baby. Oof. Might as well just Spirit Break it. There we go. Better late than never. We take those wins. 1 for 1 in the Hydro Pump department. You know, beggars can't be choosers in that situation. Palkia stays taking those wins, and we're going to go into another game. But this is your reminder. If you made it this far into the video, think about dropping a sub. We're trying our best to use crazy different Reg I teams basically like every single day. I feel like, you know, we use some pretty standard restricteds for the most part. You know, today we're using like Palkia and Ho-Oh, which are a little bit weird. But I think the mons that we surround them with are what make my videos a lot of fun. If you guys want inspiration for your own games, feel free to take inspiration from some of the teams that we use. We were using Wigglytuff with Mewtwo the other day. We were using Klefki, like I said, the other day. There's a bunch of different mons that we're featuring. And, you know, if you, like I said, if you guys want to be inspired to use other things and think outside the box, use some of the stuff featured in our videos. And, yeah, we're going to get into another game. Wish me luck. Here we go. All right, here we go. The Ho-Oh Mirror Match. Ho-Oh Mirror Match. What do I think about Grimm here? Screens are honestly, like, really good into this. I need to be respectful of Smeargle. which is easier said than done. Do I have Rage Powder on this Sinistcha? If I do, I might lead with it. I do. So, like, Sinistcha is not bad. Lando's not bad either. I could just lead with two things that outspeed Smeargle. I could lead, like, Lando Ursh. Ooh, I think I can just do this. I think I can just lead Grim. If I fake out the Smeargle... Because my fake out... Would it be faster? No, I could trade fake outs. This is such a hard line. I don't like... I want to see if I can force the Terra. Alright, that's this. This forces the Terra on the Koraidon. And then we pin with, like, EQ here. I think Lando is still really, really good here. But I also very much so like Ursh. We're going to bring the Ursh. I think Sash Ursh is good. We've used a lot of Lando already. And while Lando's great, I don't need it. I don't need to bring Lando. Lando's like one of the best Pokemon like ever made in every single format. You know, it used to be like, people used to be like, remove genies. Genies are so boring. Genies are so lame. Like, Lando's basically, like, Scarf Lando I is basically what Urshifu used to be. They're like, this Pokemon's so impressive. It makes so people can't even play the game. It's so fast and strong with AoE and Intimidate. And now, like, it's like checked by Ursh. Like, Urshifu's whole existence just invalidates Lando a lot of the time. That's the exactly that I thought we were going to see. So we have fake outs, we have screens, and we have the ability to force Terra on that Koraidon. So what I'm going to do here is, I think, fake out the Smeargle and just spatial run the Smeargle. I'm just going to try my best to get it off the board. So my fake out goes first. We're going to see if they fake out here. That means they were also trying to do some outrage, and they actually get the outrage into my Palkia. The unluckiest of unluckies that anyone has ever unluckied. There's a Grim on the board, and they clicked outrage. I also have Fairy Terra. That is absolutely nuts. And they get a speed boost. This is the worst day of my life. So now they can spore anything that they want. And I am up the paddle without a lot of options. You just have to go Ho-Oh. Yeah. Do we? No, we don't. We can just go Ursh. We have to hope that the outrage goes into the Grim. We're actually just gonna Spirit Break this guy. And we're gonna hope that they get like a speed drop or something. I mean, I don't know what else I can do here. You know what I mean? This is kind of... I can't believe they did that. I didn't want to waste my Terra there. I didn't think it was right. And then I got hit by Guillotine. Yes, of course. Of course. They just guillotined my Grimmsnarl. Of course, they guillotined my Grimmsnarl. Why wouldn't they guillotine my Grimmsnarl? I mean, that's not even like the good move. If I win this game, I'm like actually just better than anyone that plays Pokemon, because like... This is kind of nuts. They get confused there. We have lines here. Can I Sucker Punch Guillotine? I'm about to do it, so you watch out. I'm gonna Sucker Punch the Guillotine. I think that you can. I don't think I need a Terra there either, right? Am I wrong? My Terras are pretty garbage versus the rest of this guy. I don't need ground Terra. So I guess I'll just Terra. I mean, if you got like Guillotine and other stuff like that, you know what you don't have? Spore, right? Okay. Yeah, let's see it. We're doing our best out here. That Koraidon is confused. We're hoping that it stays and hits itself in confusion. Maybe gets burned. Surprised he didn't just pivot it out. All right, let's go. Looks like you cannot Sucker Punch Guillotine. Transform. Okay. Damn, this guy is like... That's actually wrong, I think. Because now I can just Wicked Blow it. Okay, let's see it. Hit yourself confusion, please. Never lucky. Oh my god, dude. What is this game? Oh my god, that's so obnoxious. Okay. We get the burn. We need them to hit themselves in confusion. Like, it's not even like a if, ands, or buts, or anything like weird like that. We just need that to happen. Wicked Blow will KO the Ho-Oh, who no longer has all those boosts. So I'm going to try and weave off. I'm going to try and get a recover off here. And we're just going to Wicked Blow the Ho-Oh. And he's trying to protect here, right? Yep. Oh, no, he's trying to attack, but that's fine. I get my recover off. Wicked Blow Deezdo. We're coming back. We've been the unluckiest person today, but I'm coming back. Here we go. Raid boss down. I mean, Evil King's a good name for that guy, man. What can I say? Evil King. Transform guillotine? Like, oh my gosh. Watch, they probably have like power gem on their flutter too, but I don't know if they have sash flutter. I think the Smeargle is probably sash. That's my guess, right? So we're gonna be able to sucker punch KO that flutter, maybe. All right, what do we do here? There it is. That Koraidon, that was my one chance to get something into it, right? Was I'm gonna protect with the Ho-Oh. I think they're banded on that Koraidon. I think that Sucker Punch would KO that Flutter. I do, but like, you know what? Send it. Oh, they're just gonna tear it, right? Protect Ho-Oh. 2 Sucker Punches KOs that Flutter. It's fine. This is just our best shot. I want to see if they have Power Gem. SP baby, let's go! Let's go. Go away, no sash. Yes! Oh, that's so good. We're coming back, boys. Oh, we're coming back. Snap out of fusion, yeah, like we said. Outrage. Oh, of course we get the unlucky outrage roll. They outrage into our Ursh. That's really bad. Sunlight fades, so he's going to get a little bit weaker. I might be able to go protect Ursh, recover, and make them, their Koraidon get hit in confusion. And this is Ho-Oh of yours, right? Alright, so I need to get your Koraidon off the board. If I do that, there is a shot that I can win. There is. There are shots that I can win in that situation. If you tailwind me, I lose. Let's see it. Outrage, yes. Dude, he really hates that Ursh, bro. we've got that slot. Just leave that slot alone. If you tailwind me, I super lose, like I said. We lose. But if you're going for like a Brave Bird or something, like maybe we can get something done. I don't even know if this KO's Koraidon, honestly. I don't know what kind of set that Ho has, but like, we'll see. Oh, that didn't do shit. I really thought that would do more. Alright, so at least Koraidon's confused. That's like our only option here. How are we going to beat this Ho-Oh? We just don't have any moves that actually do any damage to it unless we force a Terra. And we've shown all our moves, so they know not to Terra. Thinking. I have that. I have to hope that maybe they miss a Sacred Fire or something. This is just our only shot. Don't hit my Ursh, bro. Don't do it. Yes. All right, we got shots. Yep, we lived that. Let's go. This is big damage. This is like I can still win the game level damage. Yep, look at that. I need to recover. I couldn't get away with going for like a Sacred Fire or anything there. And the fact that I outspeed their Ho means I can still go for like a Sacred Fire. See, they tried to double into me. It doesn't work like that. And now I can Sucker Punch their Koraidon and Sacred Fire their Ho-Oh. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we came back in that one, bro. Here's their Terra. I don't care what Terra you go for here. Yeah, it's fine. What is this? Is this grass somehow? Ground. Cool. Now I hit you for neutral damage with Sacred Fire. Easy, bro. We both have ground Terra. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, I ate a guillotine. I ate like all the wrong outrages. Like, I think the only way we whiff this here is if we miss this Sacred Fire and they KO our Ursh. That would be the only way that we lose. And honestly, that just didn't happen, right? I was going to say that would suck, but I think this was still the right line. Because, like, I didn't want to Sucker Punch their Ho-Oh in case they clicked recover. And we stay taking those wins. You hit me with the guillotine machine. And we bounced back, bro. Oh my gosh. Yo, put those wins up. Alright, I really like their team. Like, Lunala is one of my favorite cores. Raging Bolt and Amoonguss fit so well on there. It takes a lot of, good team building strats to, like, forego using like a Prankster Tail Instead. I think a lot of people probably think that team needs like a Torn or a Whims to maybe like reapply the weather and have the speed control. But that team says like, no, we have pivots, we have fake outs, we have intimidates, redirection spores. It has everything we need and it threatens Big Trick Room. That's a really, really good looking Lunadon team on their side. What do we want to do about it? I think that Grimmsnarl is cracked into Lunala. I think like you basically force their Terra. You don't have the foul play to follow through, but like you just spirit break them into the ground. The thing I'm worried about here is the Amoonguss, and so I think I'm gonna lead with Grim and Lando, and I'm gonna blow up that Amoonguss with like a Terra Blast flying. That's my idea. Once the Amoonguss or the Ogerpon is gone, it's gonna be a lot easier to leverage advantage with like the remainder of my Mons. I wonder what we're gonna. Maybe I don't. I mean, this is Ho is still good into like Raging Bolt. I know that sounds so weird, but it is. It's really good in the Groudon, so we're going to bring it, right? And then I'm thinking, like, do I want Ursh or Palkia? I don't particularly like Palkia here. I think you just bring Ursh. It might be good to also bring Sinistcha so you could redirect, like a Thunderclap. I think this game is going to be very, very... How would I word this? Thunderclap is going to decide the result of this game if they know to bring Raging Bolt, which they just should bring Raging Bolt. It's good against both my restricteds. So Groudon Raging Bolt, there it is. It's right off the rip, right on the first turn of the game. Now what's really cool about this for us is we don't have to do like anything weird. I can just parting shot the Raging Bolt and just full send this EQ. I love that. And that looks like it looks like a Clear Ammo at Groudon. We can scout that with the EQ, with the Intimidate here. Special attack boost. Yep, so he's Clear Amulet. I'm up parting. And I'm just gonna EQ. I want to stick damage into the bolt, and if you Terra, that's good for me. Works for me. Hopefully it's not something that like is dark. I keep forgetting to check that when I click these, but like that's great damage in this Ogerpon, and it's gonna be coming in on -1. That's perfect. And like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna come in with, you might even just be heavy or like heat crashing my Grim. It's definitely an option. I don't know if they have Swords Dance here. Swords Dance is good. We're sticking great damage here with this Lando. By the way, Lando outspeeds Groudon by 1. They don't even really know that we're scarfed yet. I think you just come with Ho-Oh. What are you gonna do? Stone Edge my Grim slot? P-Blades? It's probably Heat Crash. I'm thinking it's Heat Crash into one of these guys. Heat Crash into Lando's not even bad. I don't think it KOs, but we'll see. Great damage. Heat Crash into Lando? Perfect. Nice. We lived. Now, we should keep this Lando alive, but I don't think that it's, like, required to keep Lando alive. What I'm going to do here is the good old-fashioned double EQ. You don't see this one every day. No, I can't do the double EQ. Can't do that. But I can just click EQ. I can go, like, EQ here and EQ here. Is that the right play, though? No. What if I just went, like, Sacred Fire into your... I'll target the Groudon, and I'm going to save my Lando. I vibe with that. I think it's a little bit too safe. I'm giving this guy a little bit too much room here. But the fact that the Ogerpon's at -1, I'm not really that afraid of it. I wonder if they're going to protect Groudon. Spiky Shield, protecting Ogerpon. Huh. They might just go for a double protect to see, like, what I do. Heat Crash the Grim. Cool. You're risking your Groudon like losing the game here. This is just too much damage, honestly. And if I burn here, that's just game. Now Lando just wins. Cool. So we have a Fake Out. We have EQ. We have potential for Reflect. I can Spiky Shield. I'm thinking about how I want to handle this. Don't want to bring the Urshin yet. You still have Bolt and Lunala. Those are two mons that I still don't want to have to deal with. I vibe with that. If you take out the Grim, you take out the Grim. I love this for us. We're just going to ignore the Groudon, right? And if I stick Burn or any damage at all in a Raging Bolt, great. Like, I can just come in with my Lando next turn and just, like, Terrastallize my Ho-Oh, block the electric attack, just EQ out. I love this. This is great. Yep. Sucks we lose our Grim, not the end of the world, though. Alright, Hope, if you could hit this and get a burn, I'll love you a long time, homie. Sacred Fire. Woo! Alright, so another thing that we could do here is bring in our Ursh, and that would not be terrible. I want to save the Ursh in the back. What I'm trying to do is get them to waste their Terra on Raging Bolt here, and then just I pin with Ursh. That's the idea. So if we come in here, I wonder if U-turn KO's Groudon from here. I don't think it does. That'd be really nice though, right? And we did get the burn there. Alright, so I'm just going to go Terra here. I think I'm going to EQ. And I don't mind Rock Slide here. I think Rock Slide's a fair play. I don't want to U-turn and bring in my Grim or something like that. So this is their Terra going first. I think I clicked my Terra. That means their Bolt's faster than my Ho-Oh. I think I Terra'd. It's obviously Fairy, right? And so this Lando Rock Slide is going to do good chip. I want to see if they're Thunderclap my Ho-Oh. Alright, I Terra'd. Cool. It was like, it's just weird to see Raging Bolt be that much faster than Ho-Oh. We don't really have that much speed. I think we have about 20 points in our Ho-Oh, but like still, Ho-Oh's a 90 base speed, Raging Bolt's like a 75, so that means they're pretty frail. I mean, they look pretty frail. They didn't take that Sacred Fire very well. So Rock Slides, big damage. Groudon almost gets KO'd. He's going to take out next turn. He crashed into Lando, and I think that's completely okay. Like I said, the whole point of this was to just get their Terra off the board. So now when you send out Lunala, I just pin it with Ursh. And Thunderbolt. Nah, fam, that ain't me. I got that ground Terra, baby. Oh my gosh. EQ City. Let's go. Population U. Oof. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Show me that Lunala. This guy's thinking like, don't have Ursh, don't have Ursh, don't have Ursh. And it's like, bro, you know we got Ursh, bro. They still have Ogre Pond, which I don't particularly care about, but like, pop off. Yep. So I really got to think about what I want to do versus this. Woodhammer might KO my Ho-Oh. I'm not seeing that big of an issue with EQ and Detect. I don't think Woodhammer KOs me straight up either. And you would take Recoil. Thunderclap. No, not letting you break that Sash. Nope. Ivy Cudgel. Oh, that is not it. Nope. Ursh gets to chill. And this is going to finish off the... Yeah, that's the oldest play in the book. Protect EQ again? Like, what do you think was going to happen, bro? Easy. Yep. Now, the only thing weird here is, like, what is going to happen with Lunala? I think I'm going to click Wicked Blow into the Lunala and EQ. Because you can't protect. Either way, I'm going to be breaking something. I should probably just hit the Ogre Pawn. Because, like, we 1v1 the Lunala with Ho-Oh. We do. Maybe a Sucker Punch Ogre Pawn? That's a good play. Yep, that gives me the line. Yeah, that's a really good line. So Sacred Fire, Lunala, Sucker Punch, Ogre Pawn. If you want to follow me or Spiky Shield, that'd be fine. We have a Sash here on our Ursh, so there's no way that the Lunala just like dump trucks this Ursh into a million pieces. And this lets us still break the Lunala. The only thing they could have done there, weird, was like if they just straight up Spiky Shield and then chunked our Ursh, but then they would have lost their Shadow Shield and their Lunala. They're going for Meteor Beam. It doesn't do anything here. We got that, like Ho-Oh would normally get dump trucked by power of Meteor Beam, but like we got a fighting type and a ground type here. Like we were made for this. And Sacred Fire hits. Can we get the third burn in a row? No, never lucky. It's just fun saying that, man. Alright, that's game. Cool. Wicked Blow these though. Lunala down for the count. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like this content and you want to see more anti-meta weird Reg I teams, please leave a comment letting me know any sort of combinations or modules you want to see me feature. And don't forget to drop a sub while you're down there. We're currently at about 44,000 subs. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs before the end of the year. I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could be the 1 or 2 subs that I get every single day. We'd love to have you here. We stream pretty regularly on Twitch. We have a very active Discord. We're hosting some tournaments. We got a bunch of Reg Eye tier lists and other really cool creative content coming out, as well as team builders and team fixings. So subscribe if you want to learn more about Reg Eye and VGC in general. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys want one-on-one help with your own teams, if you want me to do my absolute best to fix them, the Patreon team submission post is open right now for the low price of $2. You can check out Patreon. There's a link to it in the description of this video. Go on the team submission post. Let me know your rental code or your PokePaste. I'll do my absolute best to use the team in a few games, talk about what I like, talk about what I don't like, and then give it back fixed and polished up, ready to go, so you guys have a great team to use once Reg Eye starts on May 1st. If you join the Patreon, you get access to the Discord, you get access to the tournaments we're hosting, you get access to all the rentals as well that I use on this channel. If you guys liked the team that I used today, it's going to be featured as a rental that's going to be up on Patreon. So think about joining the Patreon. We also have a couple guides and like a bunch of other things coming out on Patreon as well. We make about 4 to 5 posts a week, so we're pretty active over there. And also, if you join the Patreon, you get your names added to the end credits at the end of every single video. So I just want to say I would really appreciate it if you at least checked it out. I think there's also like a free option on Patreon if you guys just want to get a good understanding or see like how frequently we post. Think about checking that out. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.